Maruba, nice to meet you. Yeah. So you're doing the first session after the introduction. Yes. Relax for a while. We have 30 minutes to start. Actually, the bulk of people are on the other auditorium, but then I think you're doing it here. And I think Robin's already checked all the slides.
Yes.
And I don't know whether you have an interactive session or not. If you do, we have some Google Spike to give out. So you can ask questions that Robin or I can help question to the students if you like. Yeah, it's optional.
Okay, that's good. That's
and there's some water here for you.
Alright, okay. That's good. Okay,
All right.
I'll bring it to the other venue.
Okay, yeah, sure. See you in a while. I joined Hi everyone. We're going to get started in about another 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to wait for a couple more people to show up. Then we'll get started. We have about 30 minutes of introduction. So just hold on.
If you like, I don't know what his number. Yeah, 973 492.
So let's begin.
Alright. See you around.
Okay, hi everyone. Good morning. I know finals are just recently over, right? But probably many of you just have been out of finals for a little while. How many of you just finished late last week? Okay, Friday. Oh wow, all the way until the very last. Okay. Well, congratulations for making it through your hopefully year one. But I think maybe we have some people from other faculty who are in other years. Anyone from here from a cross faculty or all SOC students? Don't be shy. Many of you. Okay, great. All right. Are you guys all in year one or year two? Who's from year two, year three, year four? One year four. Okay, great. So as you know, SOC is hosting this Orbital program. It's a program that we've developed for about 5 years now. So we've had the first 2 batches of Orbitees graduate, and many of them have gone on to bigger paths like NOC and SCP, and Many of them have done internships overseas as a result of this program, about the experience that you get here. So we have a question for you, right? Why are you taking Orbital? I mean, there's not that many people in this room, so can you guys shout out an answer or just say, okay, I know you're like, it's Orbital, right? So why do I have to answer questions? It's Monday morning. My lecturer's already yelling at me, right? What's going on? Can you guys give me some hints?
Experience.
Sorry?
Experience.
Experience. Well, what type of experience are you looking for, young man? Can you tell me your name?
Anas.
Anans. Okay. What type of experience are you looking to get?
Software development and
Okay, software and app development. Why is that important these days?
I'm in course major. I'm currently doing a job search right now. One thing I realized is that if you don't know any coding, programming, or anything, you're on the losing end. The whole world is moving towards tech, and so is all the jobs as well. So whatever job you're doing, either accountant, doctor, or anything, you need to accompany it with some tech skills as well.
So coding seems to be everywhere. Are you here with a partner today? Are you looking for one? Okay, so that person is coming in later? Okay, great. So you can see not only SOC faculty are interested in Orbital, we have actually oversubscribed amount of cross-fac. We have to turn away every year lots of cross-faculty who want to join us. So you guys are really in the pilot seat. So those of you who are cross-fac who made it in, give yourself a pat on the back. You know, it's not so easy to do that, okay? Because we get oversubscribed quite a lot. Okay? So who else wants to volunteer to give a reason why they're taking Orbital? We know Orbital is important for lots of reasons. Can you tell me your name again?
Anas.
Anas, catch. Not a very good throw. And one for your partner. Let me see whether I can do this better. Nope. I'm sorry. Okay, that's alive enough. See, I also need my juices flowing. Who else can give me a reason? Someone on this side of the room. Oh yeah. Lecturers walking around, looking around. Yeah, looking everywhere but at you guys. Okay. Okay. Lady, can you help me out? What's your reason for taking Orbital? Clear RUEs. Let's get just to the heart of the matter. I need my credits so I can graduate, and you know, these are free. I heard about this Orbital course. It's the bomb, right? I don't even have to do much. You know, just turn in some milestones, and then I get credits. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So why do we do that at SOC? Because not that we want to give you free credits, which you can get, okay, but it's really to give you an opportunity to do what you want over the summer, learn some development. And you know, maybe not make yourself so much worse off. I mean, now that you're in a large cohort of 300, 400 students all working together for a single project over the summer of your own device, maybe it's going to encourage you to finish that project. Okay, we know from pedagogical teaching styles when we run massive online open courses, you know, those materials are available 24/7, right? All the time on Coursera and edX. How many people finish them? A giant smidgen. Why is that? Because they lack the willpower to finish. Okay? By putting you in groups of 2, by putting you in a group with 175 other groups, all doing the same project over the summer, we're going to encourage you to do that. Okay? So the Orbital framework is set up to do this. We give you free milestones over the summer. You have to complete all free. Time on task, make sure you clear your 130 hours worth of work. Then we will give you your nice shiny 4 MCs SU credit. Of course, there's no U, right? There's only S. Okay, so you probably know how this is going to work. We have 3 faculty members responsible for this course. Zhao Xin, who's over in the main auditorium, is taking care and running Orbital. Anand, who's the mentorship coordinator, you'll see him later in the afternoon. If you're signing up for Apollo 11, you can be assigned an industry mentor to guide you through. Very important. I think we have some industry folks in the room from PayPal, and you'll hear from them later today. So I hope you'll give them their full attention when they go over app development for Android. And then because of the mentorship, it's sort of like a pre-internship. right? I mean, I'd like to think of it that way. Actually, we find in the tech industry, if you talk to people sitting over there in the hangar, right, our incubators, they're having a hard time finding people like you, okay, developers, because they're really hard to find good developers. And you want to be a good developer because you want to be highly sought after. You want to get the 5K, the 6K. Forget the 6K. How about the 10K that the students get when they go overseas per month, right? Sure, we can give you that, but you have to work hard at it, okay? You're going to develop the chops here, now, this summer, so that come next summer, you will be commanding that 10K, that 6K, whatever amount, making sure you chase the right job skills that you can get, okay? And the important thing here is the job skills come from your self-selection, okay? Not from us. You decide what project you want to do, and you execute it. You can use whatever buzzwords you want. The key is self-learning, self-motivation. Okay? Finally, my name is Min. I developed Orbital many years ago. I ran Orbital for 3 years. So a lot of the alumni still remember me, but now I've had to go in more management of the school, so I'm only here for the beginning of Liftoff. So I'll be the facilitator for a couple sessions, including Ignition later on. Okay? So we have a really huge team of alumni also helping you out. Okay? Those alumni are rated as both mentors as well as advisors. So we'll talk about mentors and advisors later. So your name is? Mabel. Okay, there you go. One for you and one for your teammate. Thank you very much for participating. And so our team members will be out all throughout Orbital. Many of them are here today that will help you through this course. Okay, so what is it? CP2106 Independent Software Engineering Project. That's a terrible name, so we give it a much nicer, cooler name called Orbital. Okay, and this is what we're going to go over this morning in the next 10 minutes or so. Okay, project teams, ideas, level of achievements, and all the other resources. Okay, so first, project teams. We get this a lot. Can I do Orbital by myself? Or, you know, I've got two other good friends. I'd like to do it in a team of 3. Can you do that? The answer is unfortunately no. Okay, so if you have a team of 3, a team of 5, or something like that, you're going to have to break one of your team members off. Okay, somehow or another, and then try to go figure out what you want to do with somebody else who's like-minded. Okay, so that will require good communication and good teamwork. Why is both of those important? Because when we have groups larger than 2, what happens in group projects? Everyone knows, right? Somebody just sits around waiting for other things to happen, right? That's called social loafing, all right? So it doesn't matter. We don't want to encourage that here, right? We want everybody to be hands-on. And the only way we can do that is if we work in teams of 1 or 2, okay? But why not 1? Why don't we allow 1? Because I'll tell you another not so urban myth, okay? When we go out to industry, what do they tell us? You know, your SOCs folks, they're really, really smart, but they can't make a presentation to save their life. Right? They can't talk. They don't know how to walk the walk. The SMU students, they can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. Okay? All right. So I'm spilling some dirt here. Okay? The point is this: we need our students in SOC to be equally good at the technical stuff as well as being able to do the communication. Alright? So communication is really, really key in this module. You'll see it all over this module, not in the development that you do, but the communication you do with others, including tomorrow at Ignition. Okay? You actually will have to go, like me, in front of this stage and present your project. Okay? You hate doing that. I used to hate it too. You still have to overcome your butterflies, come up on stage for 1 minute, and tell us what you're going to do over the summer. Okay? Get yourself a good name if you have figured out your teammates. And if you haven't already, find yourself a co-pilot to run through Orbital. Okay, we have a matching session that will happen at 1 p.m. after you guys had some lunch. Okay, then you'll come back to this room, the hangar, to do our matching session to find a partner. Okay? So make sure you, while you're sitting with your partner and talking, come up with a good name, something standing out, something that makes us really like have a hard time. You know, you can use emojis in your name, right? It's UTF-8 for God's sake. Okay? So, what types of problems are you trying to solve in Orbital? Anyone want some more Android wind-up toys? Can you guys give me an answer? Someone over here? You guys know what you're going to do yet? Okay, yeah. Some people are starting to, I don't know what he's talking about. Look away. Anyone want to volunteer or reason what you're planning to build? Okay, sounds like you have a little thunder here. Go ahead.
Something that solve our problem.
Okay. Something to solve our problems in our daily life? Yeah. But there's a lot of problems we have, especially here at SOC, NUS, there's a lot of module bidding problems, a lot of finding the right people, finding matches, or even in something like Orbital. Your name is? Li Shen. Okay, so there you go. We have a minor switch you and your partner. Okay. Any other team want to volunteer? Reason why they're doing Orbital? What's their project idea that you're going to do? One other team, come on. You get one of these wind-up toys. Okay, yes, sir. Can you tell me? Go for it. Good for volunteer.
Because we realize that a lot of people, right, they cannot leave house on time, whenever there's a meeting, so we want to create an app to tell them what time to leave.
Okay. So make sure, like an alarm clock, but to make sure that you leave on time to get to where you are, because we know in Singapore MRTs break down. You know, your Uber doesn't arrive on time, your Grab goes missing. Okay. So we want to make sure we leave on time. So that's a really good one. Okay? So there are lots of good reasons why you can do Orbital, right? Like we said, we can solve our own problems. That's what a lot of people do. They say, okay, I'm an NUS student, this got a lot of problems. You know, I can't even find the right CCI. I don't know which hall to stay in. I can't even figure out where on campus to eat, right? Because the campus is so darn crowded. Okay? Can you build me a solution to that? Okay, tech is your friend. Yes, I can build you a solution. And I'm going to do it this summer. Right? I've always wanted to try something else. Right? Maybe I've never done e-commerce before. Right? I want to be able to accept payments. Maybe using a PayPal library could help me with that. Maybe I need to build an Android app, or I don't care about Android app. I want to do iOS. Okay, I want to do iPad apps. Okay, maybe I want to do that. Maybe I've heard, like the latest buzz is Python, data science, machine learning. I teach machine learning. Okay, but why don't you do it over the summer? Huh? Why don't you use scikit-learn, TensorFlow? You can do that over the summer. Why not? Okay, you want to get those nice salaries that you hear data scientists are doing? Okay, well, why don't you give it a shot, right? Or maybe you want to do hackathons. This is a really good way to get involved, is to do hackathons. Go every week, because there's pretty much a hackathon every week in SG. Okay, go see the vibe. Be in the environment where 24 hours everyone's sweaty, grungy, whatever. Okay, and then be in the hackathon energy. It's very different than being in SOC. I can tell you that, right? Okay. Getting my hands dirty. Maybe you want to do embodied projects, right? Using Raspberry Pi, Arduino, okay? Embedded systems. If you're a CEG student, any CEG students in the room? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the whole row of you, thank you. CEG is well represented, just in this section here. Okay, so if you want to pretend to be a CEG student for the rest of you, okay, or engineering, take up an embedded systems project. This is a good time to do that. All right. So you always heard about those things. Those boards don't cost a lot, maybe $50. Okay, and then you can play with them, right? Or do something that's really about you. Okay, something specific. We had a really well-known advisor from Orbital alumni. What did she do? She did a Pokédex. Okay, Pokemon index of all of the Pokemon and which ones to deploy on the battlefield when faced with a particular enemy. Okay? So you probably heard about this. Who has heard about this? Raise your hand. Levels of achievement. You guys should all be raising your hand, right? Come on. Energy, come on. Up. One hand in the air. Finals sat you up so much? Sorry?
Too early.
Too early. Okay. I also haven't had my coffee, but I have an excuse, right? I have to stand up here and pretend to be excited. No, just kidding. I am excited. Alright? So, there are 3 things that go on in Orbital. Okay? By default, you are assigned right now to Project Gemini in the middle. Okay? It's the intermediate level of achievement. But let me build this up for you, okay? It starts with Vostok. This is the Russian space program that launched Sputnik, the first orbiting satellite, right? That's the Vostok program. And after you finish this 2-day crash course in Liftoff, you will be ready to do that. Okay? It means building a web application or building a mobile app in such a way that you can build very basic functionality, what we call CRUD. CRUD stands for create, replace, update, and delete. Okay? 4 letters just to name what normally you do with database functions. Okay? And they are going to be mounted either on the web as a web application or in a mobile phone application so that you can do a to-do list, you can do a reminder, you can keep track of appointments or calendars or contacts. Okay? If you want to go a little harder, which we advise most of our students to do, you can try Project Gemini. Okay, what's Project Gemini do? It means that we go a little bit beyond the basics. We're going to ask you to build 3 additional functionalities into what you're doing. Okay? And that can be, for example, authentication. I want to be able to log into my system. I want to be able to have specific types of roles in my system, like maybe I need an admin role, somebody to be able to have superpowers and delete records and create records on the fly, to delete users on the fly, etc. Okay? Or maybe it's to make it responsive. What's responsive mean? It means that a website works well on your phone as well as on the desktop. Okay? So if I want a responsive client, if I don't want to build a mobile app, I can do that. Okay? And then for the top level achievement, Apollo 11, it means you go do software engineering before you take software engineering. Okay? Why do I say this? This is really important actually, because I'll give you another story, shall I? Business school. What happens in business school? People who go to business school only after a few years of being in the workforce. Why? Because when they come back to business school, they can internalize the lessons that business school teaches better. Okay? So, when you do Apollo 11, you are doing software engineering before being taught software engineering. Why? Because when we teach you software engineering, if you have no basis in designing software before software engineering, you won't appreciate the lesson. Okay? It's a true story, alright? We can teach you version control, we can teach you backup, we can teach you password protection, we can teach you Gantt charts, all these things we can teach you, but you won't appreciate it until you've done it wrong. Okay? You have to do it wrong the first time over the summer when it doesn't cost you anything, when you're not being paid $6K a month for your internship. Okay? Then you'll get it right. When you go to software engineering, when Damif or Zhaojin or Christina hit you over the head with all of the software engineering terms, you appreciate what agile means, what testing means, what stories mean. Okay, all those things. Okay, so there are people factors in Orbital as well, right? One is about advisors. Advisors are the alumni from this course from last year that have volunteered their time, paid, but volunteered their time, okay, to come help you over the summer to do your project. What do? They take 5 to 6 different teams of 2, again, size 2, and work with them to be their evaluator, their peer evaluator, okay, their project manager, to harass you, hey, you guys better do your work, the milestone is coming, your sprint is ending in like 5 minutes, okay, or cheerleader, I know you just went on vacation, you came back, and you need some gumption to get things fired up, but I'm here to support you. I'll come meet you face to face if you need help. Okay? So that's their job. Okay? So that's what an advisor does, and hopefully you'll see many of them over today and tomorrow. Okay? Other teams that happen to be in the same advisor group. Your advisor may call meetings so that you can meet with the other people who are assigned to your advisor's team. You guys can discuss ideas about your projects, share some resources that you found. You can do it on Slack as well, give comments and feedback directly, but what you're going to be doing is also peer evaluation of your own, okay? So as an orbital team, you have to evaluate 3, 4, I'm not exactly sure the number, other teams that are your peers, but from another advisors group. So what happens is 2 advisors get paired up, their teams cross-evaluate each other, they're paired up, so for example, Project Gemini teams evaluate other Project Gemini teams, Apollo 11 teams evaluate other Project Apollo 11 teams. Okay? There are also mentors, industry mentors. Okay, again, these are available only to those of you selecting to do the most hard difficulty, which is Apollo 11. So if you're interested in doing Apollo 11, there will be a mentor matching session at the end of the day today. So you can come back for that. That is in after the last session today. Okay. So mentors are only available to Apollo 11 teams, which have to obligated to finish orbital. Okay. If you're doing Project Gemini or you're doing Vostok, this is free for you to try. No obligation to finish. Okay. If you find out halfway the summer's too intense for you, you're doing Ragged Flag or other things, or you got hooked up, okay, and I want to spend time with my significant other, that's fine. Okay, then we can drop orbital. Alright? All's good. Okay? If you want more details about that, that will come at 1 p.m. today. If you're not finding a co-pilot, and you're in the main session with Jin, he'll tell you about the mentors. Okay, this is what you wanted to know, right? Why am I stuck back at school right after exams are over, Monday morning at 9 o'clock? I'm still stuck here. I have to explain to everyone why I'm here, okay? So what happens, right? These 2 first days are your Liftoff workshop, okay? It's a mandatory event. You need to be present for both days, okay? It's basically a crash course on actual technology that we really don't teach you in the school. We pretend that you can pick it up on your own, okay? So now you get to pick it up on your own, but you get on C-squared. Isn't that better? Okay? Then June 4th, July 2nd, and 30th of July will be the 3 milestones, okay? The first milestone is ideation. If you don't finish it in the next 2 days, you have the whole month to do that. Okay? Not much of a month left, okay? Half a month to do that. Okay? What does that mean? Find out what your project idea is. Come up with good user stories about why it's important to solve. Okay? In June all the way to July, evaluation milestone 2 will teach you prototyping. Okay? Build the basic minimum viable product, MVP of what technology you want to build. Okay? Test it out. There'll be a lot of bugs. You haven't figured out all the technical details yet? No problem. You've got another month to do that. That's the extension. Okay? By July 2nd, many teams that are going on their Project Gemini should have a fairly good idea of what they've are doing, and they should have built very, very basic functionality. Okay? And by July 30th, they should have finished most of those free extensions that I told you about. Okay? But no worries, if you still haven't finished it all by then, you can finish it before splashdown, okay, September 5th. It's just that at these 3 points, your peers, meaning you, will be evaluating other teams on how well they're doing, okay? And depending on how well you do here, and your peers think, okay, I think this team is heading for a Vostok, a Project Gemini, Apollo 11 success, they will pass you, and you'll get your 4 shiny UEMCs. Okay, there are also optional events. These are really good ways of showing your interest, and it's something that Jin and his team have worked really hard to book really good technical talent to come here and teach you things for free. Okay? So 19th, 26th of May, I think these are Saturdays, okay? Just this coming Saturday and the week after that. And then the Saturdays in June, we have a total of 6 sessions of optional lessons that you can learn, okay? They're on advanced topics. We try to teach you them early just in case you want to switch your tech stack to learn that type of stuff, okay? And the topics are like this, iOS development, game development, PHP, Ruby on Rails, how to do good UI UX design, alright? Machine learning, web app deployment, and web security. And it will be a full day with lunch catered to you, so you just need to show up as a warm body with a laptop and you're good to go. Okay? So it'll be right here in the hangar All of our speakers will be coming here to tell you what's going on. Okay, today and tomorrow is Liftoff. Liftoff is a 2-day intensive workshop, and this is the key parts that we want to do. Okay, we need you to start on this first milestone called ideation. What is it that you're going to be spending your 3 months of the summer doing? Okay, what is your project idea? Why is it important? Okay, are you solving something that you really care about, or that other people care about? Okay, is it important to have certain features? Well, there are a lot of features you can build, but you probably know a lot of good products only have very limited features, so people know exactly what you can do with it. If you build a big Swiss Army knife with features, no one knows how to use any of it. Okay, like IVLE, for example, right? No one now knows how to use that thing. Okay, what is your development plan? How do you stage things out? Okay, very important to build your project in nutshells at a time. Build the most basic project, then build a shell around that has a couple more features, build another shell around that does bug fixes and builds a couple more features. All the time, every sprint for the next 3 months, you should have a deployable product after every time. Okay? What is the type of project? Is it a mobile app? Do you really need to build a mobile app? Or maybe you want to do it because you haven't learned it? Do you want to build a web app or something else? Okay? All those parameters you get to decide. Okay? You get to justify. You get to sell it. Okay? Because selling is very important as well. Okay? What technologies and tools are you going to use? So today's schedule looks like this. We're running a little bit behind time, I think. But after this will be ideas and stories to products and software engineering principles. Okay? So we have our first speakers from PayPal who will be doing the 9:30 session in this room. Then after that we'll have lunch for an hour. Don't wander too far because right after that at 1 o'clock we have 2 things going on simultaneously. Right? The introduction to NUS overseas colleges. Who doesn't want to go to Silicon Valley or Stanford to take courses? Anyone in the room? Okay, so there is a program that we have, NOC, okay, that does send a lot of students. Jin and I are the coordinators for this program to send Orbital students and other students from SOC and throughout campus overseas. Okay, one of the destinations we send people to is Silicon Valley to work with startups there. Okay, so you can think about whether that's a good program to do or not. If you haven't been paired up yet, who here hasn't found a team member? Anyone? Okay, a few people, good. So I'll see you back here at 1 o'clock so that we can cover what types of technology are around and find you a suitable person to go through Orbital with. Okay? Later in the afternoon we'll have overviews of app development from mobile and web. And then in the afternoon after that, after the first hour, we have basic HTML, CSS. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this is more for the basic Vostok level. And for those who have some software experience, we advise you to go to the Android development. Okay? But if you find yourself not that technically inclined yet, I strongly encourage you to go to the basic workshop. It's better to get something out of this than to be completely lost. Okay? And at 6:30 tonight, again, those of you who are doing Apollo 11, please come for the mentor matching session. Tomorrow's schedule will continue to do intermediate app Android development. And for those of you doing web applications, we'll teach you about Meteor.js, a very popular framework based on JavaScript. That's what the J stands for. Okay, and in the afternoon we go over very, very important things. Okay, how to use a database. It's very important for building any type of application that's dealing with data. All right, and Git. Git is by far the most important thing that you could learn right now. Okay, aside from HTML, CSS. Okay, because it's the foundation of a lot of software engineering that goes on today, and it makes you incredibly marketable because people will look at your portfolio that you've contributed. So take this opportunity now to learn Git well as a starting point. Okay? Then at 4:30 p.m., this is our last part, ignition. Okay? It's when, over the course of the entire workshop, you will have worked with your partner to create one A4 landscape-sized slide. Okay? You're going to upload it to Skylab, where you've been registered. okay? And you're going to come up on stage in a queue, okay, not to graduate, but to present, okay, your project idea. Okay, so you have 60 seconds to talk. Both team members have to talk. You have to tell us what you're going to do. Okay? This is part of your communications part of the program. Okay? So if it sounds scary to you, don't worry about it. We're only going to record it on YouTube. Alright? And then after that, all smooth. Okay? Don't worry, we're not going to record your faces. We're just going to record the screencast. Like this stuff is being recorded right now. Okay? Okay, like I said, those are the deliverables. 1 minute, one slide. Okay, some people are really sneaky. They put an animated GIF in their slide. Okay, but you must be succinct and you must be persuasive. Okay, both people must be, and you can watch the videos from last year or look at how to do this. We used to have a session on this elevator pitch or 1 minute madness. Find out how to do this well so that people will be entertained. I mean, how boring is it to sit through 90 1-minute presentations of people saying almost the same thing? Okay, so make your stuff memorable. Okay. The resources that we have, you've already gotten some emails. You've seen Slack. Okay. So Slack is a really, really useful communication tool. A lot of workplaces use it. That's why we use it in Orbital to give you a head start. Okay. So learn how to use this system. Your advisors and your mentors will be communicating with you on Slack as well. Okay. So I won't say much about that, but it's a really cool system. If you use Telegram and other things, it'll be pretty easy to pick up. Okay, the Orbital website and Skylab. So I think we're almost coming to the end. Okay, so I'll show you Skylab and what you'll have to do. Okay, so when you visit Skylab, when you log in, you'll see something like this. All right, you log in as a student, and then after you log in as a student, okay, you'll see something like this. All right, over here. Okay, and you have to go to this part here that says user roles. Click on that. Then you'll see the tab highlighted and it says use Skylab as, because some people have multiple roles. As a student, you click here. Okay, and we will then go to the demo student. So I'll show you that. So where is the demo student here? Okay, so after I'm at the demo student, I've already clicked to use it as a student. Then students are arrayed in pairs, right, as a team of 2. You click here on demo team 1, okay? When you go to demo team 1, you can see all the information about this that you'll be using throughout Skylab, throughout Orbital to evaluate other teams on the milestones over here, okay? View the peer evaluation that you're going to get back from your peers when they evaluate you, and submit feedback to your advisor and other things. You can also preview the milestones that are going to be done, okay, so that you know how your peers are going to evaluate you so that you can prepare your milestones effectively. Okay, what we need you to do now is verify this information. What's your team name? Like, how cool is this? My name is Demo Team 1, right? Okay, or Ready Player 1, whatever you want, okay? And then project level, okay, the members of the team, and then a poster link. This is what you guys are responsible for the next 2 days, okay? So how do I edit this information? I click Edit Team here, okay? And then I can change this. Let's say, oh, I'm not so sure. I want to go back down to Vostok because I'm not quite clear about that. And I have to create a poster link, okay? So this poster link is the slide that you're going to show up here, okay? It's going to be updated throughout the 3 milestones that you do. So all you have to do is change this to a link that is going to work for an image that you've placed on the web. Okay, there will be information in Slack later about how to do this if you're not certain. Okay, so you could, for example, upload a picture. Use PowerPoint or Keynote to create a slide. Save it as a JPEG or a GIF. Okay, upload it to an image hosting device. For some reason, it's not so easy to use Google Drive or Dropbox to share. Okay, but there are instructions for how to do that. You guys can find it out. You guys are good Googlers, right? You can find out how to do that. And then once you paste your image link here, and you'll be able to test it, right? You can take this link, right? Copy it, paste it in another window, and there you go. There's the slide that you show for ignition. Okay, this is my group's team members. Okay, so that's what you'll need to do to finish up here. Okay, so you're gonna have to submit your poster late by 2:30 p.m. Tomorrow, because what we'll do is we'll go back to Skylab. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, we'll go back to Skylab tomorrow, and then we're going to go through by advisor all of your advisors, okay? Each advisor has a link to all the images that belong to their team. So this is a carousel that's not populated with any images, but what we'll do is we'll just cycle through all the images the team submit, and then you'll be able to do your presentations, okay? So that's how it will work, okay? So these are all the images, of course, not uploaded yet, but you will have them uploaded by tomorrow. Okay, so that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful 3-month experience. Look around you. These are your peers who are going to be evaluating you. These are the peers that are going to be cheering you on. And then later on in the afternoon, you'll meet your advisors who will be also there for you, okay? So that's it. So good luck. Okay, so I'd like to introduce Robin, who introduced our guest speaker for today. But we need to set up our laptop, so we're going to do that first.